Hey guys, so if you're watching this one, you need help solving equations. I get it. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I do this slightly different than other teachers do. Sorry, I'm not a big fan. Well, no, I'm going to do it the hard way. I'm going to do it the long way. So, to solve this equation, you need to get the x by itself. So, first thing we need to do is get rid of this positive 8. So we would subtract 8 on this side and subtract 8 on this side. And so this side will just become 15x, and this side will become 120. I still need to get x by itself. I have a 15 with it. That says 15 times x. To get rid of the 15 times, I divide this side by 15, and I divide this side by 15. Well, 15 divided by 15 is just 1x. And 120 divided by 15 is 8. So there's your answer. All right, coming over here to this one. I'm afraid I might have messed up, not giving myself enough room here, but I'll do my best. It says negative 1 plus 11x plus 115 equals 180. So to solve this one, I would combine my like terms first. Negative 1 and 115 would become 114. So now it says 11x plus 114 equals 180. The next thing I would do is subtract 114 on both sides. Minus 114. And this side would just be 11x, and this side would be 66. And the last thing I would do is divide both sides by 11. And 11 divided by 11 is 1x, and 66 divided by 11 is 6. Okay, down to this one. The first step I would do to get x by itself is I would add 6 to both sides. And so this side would just become, well, the minus 6 and the plus 6 go away. This side is just 20x, and this side is going to be 120. And then to get x by itself, I divide both sides by 20. And 20x divided by 20 is just x. And 120 divided by 20 is 6. Coming over to this one, it's already set up. We don't have to subtract anything, add anything. We just have to get this 15 to go away. So if I divide both sides by 15, 120 divided by 15 is 8, and 15x divided by 15 is x. That's my answer. Come down to this one. I have x on both sides. This is the first. So I need to get x by itself. Well, I was taught by my algebra teacher to be lazy. I know it sounds silly, but we were taught to move the smallest number. Okay, so the smallest number up here is going to be that negative 10. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 10 to both sides. That's how you get rid of that minus 10. And so this side would become just 10x, because these cancel out. And this side will be 8x plus 20. The next thing my algebra teacher told me to do was to get rid of the x. This x on this side, we need it on one side only. So we subtract 8x on both sides, and that's going to make this side 2x and this side 20, because 8x minus 8x is nothing. And the last thing we do is divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 is just x, and 20 divided by 2 is 10. Sorry I didn't leave a whole lot of room there. Alright, so we got to combine like terms. This is a fun one. So when we combine our like terms, x plus x gives you 2x, and 121 and 81, that equals 202. Alright, so now I need to get x by itself. So I have to subtract 202 on both sides. So this side is going to be just 2x. This side is going to be negative 22. And then when I divide both sides by 2, 2x divided by 2 is x, and negative 22 divided by 2 is negative 11. That does work, because if I plug that in there, negative 11 plus 121 is 110, and negative 11 plus 81 is 70. 110 plus 70 is 180. It does work. On to the back. Again, we've got x's on both sides. We got numbers. I'm, not a perfect way to do this. I am going to, again, move my smallest number first. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides, which would make this side 33x plus 3 equals 34x. That's it, because that canceled that out. Then I would subtract 33x on both sides. And I'd have 3 equals, well, 34 minus 33 is just 1. So the answer is x is 3. On this one, I would, get rid of the minus 4. I would add 4 to both sides. So this side would become 4x plus 18, and this side would become 6x. I'd then subtract 4x on both sides. And this side will be 18, and this side will be 2x. And the last step is to divide everything by 2. And 2x divided by 2 is x, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Coming down here to this one. This is the one we got to get the calculator on, because I am not doing a quadratic formula tonight. I am tired. Normally that's where we would go with this. I just don't really feel like doing it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type this in the calculator. And one quick way to do that is you type what's on the left side of the equal sign into y1 and the right side into y2. So it would look something like this. See that? I put x squared into y1. I put 72 plus 6x into y2. Now I'm going to go to the table, second graph. And as you see, I've got all these numbers here. I need these two things to be the same. That means they're going to be equal. When they're equal, x will tell me my answer. So it seems, let's see, I don't see anything matching. 4 and 60, 9 and 54. 36 and 36. So my answer, one answer, is negative 6. The other answer is going to be on this side. Again, I'm looking for when these two things are the same. 64 and 120. 100 and 121. 144, 144. The other answer is 12. Okay? And both of those work. However, I think the 12 makes more sense. Because when we plug in 12, this angle, look, if we go by how things look, this angle is 144, because 12 squared is 144. This angle is also 144. That makes more sense by the way it looks. However, negative 6 also works, because if I plug negative 6 in here, this becomes 36, and negative 6 squared is also 36. So while this appears to be obtuse, we can't go by how things look, both of these answers do technically work. Okay? I promise there will not be one this difficult, I don't think, on your test. On this one, same thing. I'm going to go to y equals. I've got x squared on one side and 56 minus x on the other. Alright, see that? And then I'm going to go to the table. And again, I'm looking for when they match up. There's 1, 7. Because I got 49 and 49. Sorry, you can't see that. 49 and 49. And then the other one we already figured out was negative 8. I'm going to go there and show you. It'll be 64 and 64. Okay? And again, both of those work. I don't know that one of them is any bigger than the other one, any better than the other one. It could be 64, it could be 49. I can't really tell by looking at these, but if you plug this in, you get 49. Plug it in there, you get 49. If you plug in negative 8 squared, you get 64. And 56 minus negative 8 is also 64. So that works for both of them. Alright, for this one, this is another humdinger of a problem. So we got 9x and 11x, that would make 20x. And when I combine the rest of my like terms, 35 plus 12 is 47, minus 7 is 40. That's going to equal 180. The next step would be to subtract 40 on both sides, minus 40 minus 40. That'll make this side 20x and this side 140. And then you divide both sides by 20. And 20x divided by 20 is x, and 140 divided by 20 is 7. And over here, we got another good one. So this one actually works out pretty quickly, because when I combine my like terms, 20x and 10x make 30x, But positive 9 and negative 9 make nothing. So it's just 30x equals 180. And then you divide both sides by 30. And 30x divided by 30 is x. And 180 divided by 30 is 6. So if you needed that help going over how to solve equations, I understand. Hopefully things will get easier for you. Thank you for getting these notes down, and hopefully you'll be able to use this today in class.